Alrighty, before I get to my intro, let me just make sure that we are all running smoothly here. And we are indeed live. Alright, mute that, bring that over here. Do this. Make this like that. And there we go. Alrighty then, what is going on there, people? This is ETX. I am your host, and you are watching ETX Live. And as you can see, the title of tonight's stream, we hit 1,000 subscribers, mother truckers. We finally hit 1,000 subscribers. It only took a goddamn year and a half, but we did it. And it's not just me. It also has to do largely in part with my co-host Thor, which is in the other room, and I'll go get him in a minute. But yeah, man, it finally happened. It's awesome. So thank you to everyone that has subscribed up until this point, and turn on post notifications and set them to all and commented and shared and liked and all the little things that I ask you guys to do and you have done thus far. And we're just going to keep on doing it and keep on growing as much as we can. Yeah, man, pretty cool. What's up, Aussie? How we doing tonight? So I'm going to pop a claw here. And yeah, this stream, it's not going to be too long. I just wanted to get on and, announce that and just hang out for a few, and that's pretty much it. I got off work a while. Well, I got back from work a while ago and had one claw after I got home, and I was just chilling on the couch. I'm like, I don't know. I really want to go live. That's why I haven't been live the last couple nights, because it was the same thing. And I just didn't feel like it because I've just been so damn tired. But I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll get on here and do this for a few minutes. And actually, I tried to go live like 5 or 6 times already, and I don't know. Sometimes YouTube does that. You think you're live, and you're just not live. And but yeah, we got it going now. I'm doing good. I'm tired. I have a lot of shoveling to do. That I don't know if I'm going to get to or not. We've had a shitload of snow over the last couple days. We had a pretty big snowstorm, about a foot of snow here in northern Illinois. And if you watch my short from the other night when I got back from work last night, actually, there was like a good 3 feet of snow drifts on the whole side of the house. Going up my stairs, the whole side of the house, there's snow hanging over the roof. And there was actually, the snow was hanging over the roof, and icicles were coming off of the snow hanging over. It's pretty cool. I like the snow, though. I don't have a problem with it. I was just kind of surprised when I got home. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it was like literally like 3 feet. Yeah, it's on my. I posted a short of it when I stepped in my driveway, because I was just gonna go in, but I'm like, you know what? I'll make a short of this real quick because it's pretty crazy. So, you never seen snow? Where are you? Well, what, are you in Australia? I'm assuming. Going by the name, I'm assuming you're in Australia. Yeah, Australia's probably like, as far as I know, it's pretty humid there. You have humidity. It's not like just a dry air, but it's also humid. So it's probably like, I don't know. I was trying to think of a comparison, but actually, here where I'm at in the Midwest, we have all 4 seasons, and yeah, we have all 4 seasons. So it's like it's one extreme to the next. Our winters are pretty long and very, very cold. And the farther north you go, of course, the colder it gets. But our summers are also, some of the parts of the country, they have like the dry heat. They don't have a lot of humidity. this and that. But where I'm at, in northern Illinois, it's the summers are extreme, like 100% humidity. It's the hot heat with the extreme humidity on top of it. It's like a jungle basically. It's like tropical weather almost. Yeah, I can't stand it. That hot, sticky, humid shit. I fucking hate it. Uh, but then, like I said, it goes from one extreme, to the winter, another extreme. It gets below zero at times. With the wind chill, sometimes 10, 20 below zero. I mean, it happens. It's not all the time, but every winter, yeah, we have a lot of below zero, where it's just zero or below zero, and I'm in Fahrenheit, so I don't know how that carries over to Celsius, but it's fucking cold. It's cold and it gets extremely hot and humid, extremely cold. But then there's like a few months, with the fall and spring. I like the fall. I like it where it's about 60 Fahrenheit, maybe a little bit less, and a little bit of rain and stuff like that. That's like my perfect weather. I'm not a summer person at all. I mean, I'll deal with it. It's okay. But for the most part, I like it. I like cooler weather. So, but yeah, Thor just walked by me. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. So we hit the 1,000 subscribers, but the thing is, obviously, I still can't get monetized until uh, I get the watch hours. Hi, hon. Hi. Come here. Whoa. Whoa, I'm falling over. Come here. You goofball. Say hi. Say hi, YouTubes. Say, thanks for getting me and Daddy to 1,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. It happened, Thor. It happened. And, whoa, hold on, don't go cuckoo. And you have a big part in that, dude. Your views have gotten way past Daddy's. What do you think about that? Huh? He's like, how dare you pick up me? The insolence. Okay. Whoa. You infidel. But yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, Thor's, my shorts and stuff that I've been putting up of him have been doing really well. So he has a part in hitting that 1,000, especially like in the last week that I've been putting more shorts of Thor up, like greeting me when I come home from work and playing with him and stuff after work. Those shorts have been doing really well, and like within the last week, I gained like I don't know, like 70 subs and stuff, and now I'm at like 10, 15 or something like that. So if it keeps going at this rate, yeah, that'd be cool, man. And then 2,000, 3,000, 10,000. And yeah, I haven't even gotten back to the mask content yet. Like the last mask video I did was that Michael Myers there. I know I've been really slacking on the mask content, but it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. I'm gonna stop procrastinating. Well, I don't want to keep saying I'm gonna do this and blah blah. You're gonna see it and it'll be there. And then when I get back into the flow of putting more mask and collectible content out, you'll just see it. And then when I'm in the flow of that, I'll be like, okay, we're gonna do this, this, and that. But it is coming. Trust me, it's coming. I just need to get back into gear of the comics. The masks and the collectibles. Well, comics too, because there's a bunch of cool stuff that I just haven't shown you guys yet, and it's just waiting to be made. But yeah. Let me take a couple sips here. But yeah, the watch hours. So to be partially monetized, like I've talked about before, you need to have. Well, I've seen two things. For the subscribers, I've seen that you need 1,000, but then I've also seen that they reduced it to 500. So I'm not exactly sure if it's 1,000 or if it's 500. But in any case, you need to have the watch hours anyways. You need to have 3,000 watch hours for the first tier of monetization, which is channel memberships, super chats, and merch, if I'm not mistaken. To where you could have merchandise made, shirts, hoodies, whatever, with your channel name and your logo on it, which I think would be really cool. And then the second tier of that is to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, to where you become a partner with YouTube, and then everything counts. Then ads, views, comments, likes, shares, everything plays a part. Every little thing plays a part. Plus the channel memberships, the super chats, and merch and whatever else, brand deals if you decide to do that. But that's neither here nor there. But either way, so I'm pretty close to the 3,000. On one end, in the analytics, when you go into analytics, one end of it shows I'm over 2,700, and then when you go within the 365 days, because it has to be 3,000 within 365 days, with a 365-day window. But in the analytics, within the 365, I'm over 2,700. But then when you go into the earn part of it, it shows like 22 something. Like it's like 500 hours behind for whatever reason. And no matter what, I can't get a straight answer. I posted about it on Twitter, and fucking YouTube responded to me, but it was some rigmarole fucking BS answer, saying like just basically something about catching up, but like how long does it take to catch up? They were saying like, oh, they review what. Basically, I can't think of it exactly, but it was saying something more or less like it. Everything gets reviewed to be approved for like the watch hours or something along those lines. I don't know, but either way, like typically on YouTube, like your analytics update like every 5 days or once a week, and it's way more than 5 days behind. It's like I don't know. Sometimes it's like a month behind. Like it shows the same numbers and this and that. Like I don't know. But anyway, it's like 500 hours behind. So really, my real number within the 365-day window, like I said, is over 2,700, closer to 2,800. Thor. But in either case, I'm close to hitting that 3,000 to where I get partially monetized with channel memberships, super chats, and possibly merch. I'm pretty sure merch is included in that. So yeah, pretty cool. It'll happen soon though, regardless. Thor, chill, dude. What are you doing? Thor has the zoomies and he's going cuckoo. What are you doing, hon? He doesn't typically get the zoomies this close to his medication, because I gave him his medication a while ago. But normally he stays pretty sleepy and stuff after, the first hour, couple hours, so I don't know. Maybe not, though. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to get on here and say that. Oh, I could talk about some LCU stuff in a sec, actually. Uh, Fucking Boogie, man. He is a piece of shit. Tell you what. So I didn't catch the whole thing because I was at work, and then when I got back from work, I was posting some shorts and stuff like that, so I wasn't really watching. But everybody showed up at Tina's house. Uh, I thought it was supposed to happen, and it was like, I'm like wondering when it was gonna happen, but everybody showed up at Tina's house. Boogie, uh, Desi, Mike, uh, Keem, Brantley, Lacey, and yeah, and they all showed up at Tina's house, which already at Tina's, it's Tina, Albert, and Johnny that live there. Um, but and it was fucking crazy. And I know that Tina already, she said this before about not wanting Keem to come in her house and blah blah. And I honestly feel that, like, regardless, I'm sure they obviously knew ahead of time that they were coming and they were gonna be, fucking throwing food at each other and all this and that. But I think Boogie took it to an extreme. Unless, I don't know, maybe they really did know about everything ahead of time. Like, okay, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and this, blah blah blah. But I don't know. Basically, they were throwing food at, like, Boogie and them showed up at Tina's first, and then throwing shit at her house, like food and stuff, throwing it all over the side of her house. And then they go in, and it's just more of that. And then eggs got into the picture, or something about donos, and like throwing eggs at Boogie or something like that. But then Boogie was taking raw eggs, putting them in his mouth, chewing them, so breaking them, and like spitting them all over Tina's head. And I think she thought he like dropped them on her head or something. I don't even know if she realizes that they came out of his mouth on top of her head. And then, like, there was some physical stuff between her and him, like grabbing and pushing and shoving and all this. And then later on, Boogie did the thing again with the eggs. He put them in his mouth and spit them in Tina's face. I was like, holy shit, dude. It's just, I don't know, even if it was part of it or what, like, it kind of didn't seem like it. And he is just, like, that was just, like, taking it overboard, like, to an extreme. It's just so over the top, disrespectful, and just, he's a fucking piece of shit, man. I don't get it. And he's a good actor when he wants to be, but on Locale, he's just a shit actor. Maybe that's part of it. But, like, I don't know. He does this shit and then he acts like nothing happened. And, like, dude, he's so fucking cringy and, like, ugh. And then fucking, what the fuck is wrong with Desi? That, you gotta ask yourself, what the fuck? Hold on. Like, how fucked up in the head is she to be with this fat, disgusting slob? And she looks weird as fuck, by the way. Every time you see her, she looks more and more like a fucking, like a alien little boy or something. She looks fucking weird as all hell. Thor, what you doing? What's the doings? What are you doing, honey? You okay? Okay, just checking on you. But yeah, man. And then Keem ended up showing up. Well, first Boogie and Desi, and I think it was Mike and Lacey that came in, and then Keem and Brant, it was Boogie, Desi, and Michael, and then I think Keem, Brantley, and Lacey, or maybe at least, yeah, I think that's what it was. But anyway, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. And then, like, Mike's nephew Johnny, who was there, was like sticking up for Tina, and actually got physical with Boogie a couple times, shoving him in this and that, I don't believe was part of the skit or whatever. It actually looked real, and Johnny actually has, the kid has some mental health issues and stuff like that. Um, and it actually happened a second time, and then he was sticking up for Tina, and then himself as well, because the second time, Boogie was saying something, and he fucking Boogie spit pickle juice all over Johnny, and then that's when he went at him again, and then Tina was yelling at him to stop, yelling at Johnny to stop, and then she was like yelling at him after that. Uh, and it's like I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, he's sticking up for you, and then he's like defending you and himself. Like, what the hell are you yelling at him for? I don't know, dude. It was just fucking weird. It was fucking bizarre. Uh, Queens was live at the same time that Live was live. Uh, I don't know if they're still live or whatever. Went over. I'm sure not now, but I'll have to go back and watch. Catch up a little bit here and there. But yeah, it was a fucking Boogie is just a disgraceful, vile human being. He really is, man. He's a fucking piece of shit. Uh, through the acting and through the skits and all that, he a lot of the time, maybe, not 100% all the time, but he's a fucking piece of shit. He really is. Uh, I don't think he's funny. He thinks he's funny. He thinks he's funny, uh, and he's not. It's just annoying, cringy ass shit. I can't even like Look Out Live. I can hardly watch it, um, because of this type of shit. And he does this type of stuff all the time. It's not funny. I don't know how it has the viewers that it does. Part of me thinks that the views are botted because it just doesn't seem like, you know, 2,500 people consistently watch this on a daily basis. You know what's also kind of weird? With this many concurrent viewers, why is it only like the same handful of people that are commenting all the time? You ever think about that? Like on all the shows, uh, you know, like if they have 2,000, 2.5, 1.5, 1.8, 2.000, 2.8, whatever. It's like, why is it always just like a handful of like 10 or 20 people that are consistently commenting, donating, etc., etc.? It's fucking weird. I don't know. Maybe a bunch of them are fucking botted. I don't know. Maybe it is, because I know that's a thing you can do. You can actually pay for botted views. Shit, I've even thought about it before. But yeah, I don't know. But I do know it's fucking weird. I know that. I'm gonna grab another claw here in a second. I don't know if you could hear Thor in the background, but he went to the bathroom and was kicking the clawing away at the at his litter. Let's change some colors up. Ba-ba-ba. I had this weird. Whoa, Thor, what are you doing? I had some cool color in here before. What was it? Let me go back to it. It was one of these like pinkish reddish, but then when you turn the brightness down, it got like cool looking. Hold on. I think that, yeah, it was like right something. Wait, no. Oh yeah, there. That looks kind of cool. Matches the background. What did I have it before this? White, as Boogie says. Man, I wish when I make it green like this, the brightness wouldn't, like wash it out or whatever. I don't know why I can't stay the green that it actually is. That's annoying. Unless if I do this. Bum, bum, bum. Because actually on OBS, I have the in light mode, because that acts as my ring light, because I don't want to turn my ring light on. So this acts as a light. Right? Light, bright. Turn on the light. Remember light, bright. Alright, 1 second. I'll be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back. Thor actually went poo-poos, so I had to take care of that real quick. But, yeah. Let's see here. What else? You know what I want to talk about again? Yeah, I know the LCU isn't the same anymore. It's fucking stupid as fuck. When I first came into the LCU around January, February, and then a little while after, like March. Yeah, January, February, and March was top tier LCU. It was at its peak. About a couple weeks before Fat Camp is when things started to go downhill, and it's just been a massive decline since then. Like, I don't know what it was, but January, February, and March of this year, back when it was just a few shows, there was Locale Live, Locale Queens, Locale Rewind, and I think maybe Locale Aussie had just started, and then Locale Test. I never watched that though. Oh, and Locale Nerds. That was pretty much it. But I mean, the main shows: Live, Queens, and Rewind. Even though I couldn't stand Xylie's voice for the most part, and that's why I really don't watch any shows that she's on now. I'm able to tolerate her a little bit more recent, lately, but aside from that, I never cared for Billy. I mentioned this before. Like, I never understood the appeal of Billy. I mean, I don't get it. He sits there with his hood up inside. Like, why are you wearing a hood inside? Like, I can see you once in a while, but like every day, I don't know. It's just fucking weird. Oh, and like his little jokes, and then the stupid shit he would do. Like, I don't know, his little fucking baby voice that he would do and shit. It's like, dude, you're like 45 years old or some shit, and I don't know. I never understood the appeal to him. I mean, he seems like a nice guy or whatever. He has some decent music. But aside from that, watching them 2 hours a night every night. Nah, I'm good. Um, but yeah, and that was when Locale Queens was at its peak with Tina and Becky, and that's when it was at its peak. Lover or hater, Becky made the fucking money. Uh, I had like a love hate thing going on with her. I at first I couldn't stand her. I fucking hated her. And same thing with Locale Live. I was like a hate watcher. I didn't like come in as a hate watcher. I was just curious as to what it was or whatever. Uh, but then I was like kind of like a hate watcher. I'd talk mad shit in the comments. Uh, um, but then it turned into more or less like, I don't want to say positive, but like shit. You can go back to a Locale live stream back in like February, and I'd be in the comments. Hit the like button. Let's get 1,000 likes. Da 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 da. I don't even know why I was doing it, but uh, but yeah, Becky, fuck. Yeah, I couldn't stand her at first, but then obviously I became a fan of Becky. Whatever. And those that have been watching me for a while, uh, I've had a history with her. I've done many videos on her and stuff. But yeah, it was good. But regardless to say, it was good at the time. Uh, was it annoying a lot of times? Yes, with her constant screaming and her fucking freakouts and shit like that. Like, god damn. But you know what's funny? Speaking of Becky, I was watching. A Locale alerts video the other day, and it had some early Queen stuff on there, and Becky came on as a guest, and she was like a completely different person from her, typical character. It was so fucking weird, and she was big too. She was huge. Uh, but yeah, fucking Becky. Speaking of her, where the fuck is she? Like, I was joking around before, like, saying, is she alive or what? And actually, funny enough, Thor, what are you doing? I saw her in a chat the other day on one of the shows. She commented in chat, and then I don't think she said anything else. I think I mentioned this a couple nights ago. What the hell show was it? I think it was, I don't know. I don't recall. But she popped in chat, and she didn't even say anything. She just, like, put some emojis, like some eyes and, like, a kissy face or something like that. And that's about it. But yeah, she literally quit the internet. I don't know. It's weird. It's like going on like what, 3 months now, something like that. In LCU time, that's like an eternity. So she's been gone for a minute. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if you're watching this, Becky, which I highly doubt, hope you're doing okay. Everyone has their character and shtick and all that online. But I even said that before, hope that she's doing all right, which I don't know, she may not be. I know she has a lot of mental health issues and stuff, so um, I don't know. But yeah. But she's around, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. But what else? What else? What else? Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, so I was gonna talk. I wanted to talk about the ending to Dracula again, because that night that I was talking about the Dracula movie, and I was showing some clips and stuff like that. Uh, my stream was like disabled while I was live. I've never seen such a thing. Uh, like my stream, like I was still on OBS. I was still live, but my screen just went blank. It was gray, and it said, uh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. None of them are even friends on Discord and stuff. Like, if you're friends with whoever, you can see who they're friends with, and she's not friends with anybody, or they're not friends with her, and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that because I think it would have already happened by now. Uh, but she would be greeted with such hate anyway. I don't know how that would work. But Keem even said that he would bring her back. He'd give her a show. He'd still give her a show. But I don't know. I don't know. It would be so, like, now after everything. It would just be so bizarre to see her on a show. So I don't know how that would work anyway. Um, but anyway, yeah, moving on to the Dracula stuff. I was streaming a few nights ago, it's like last week, and I was talking about the movie. I had watched it that night, and I was playing some clips, well, more than some clips. Um, and the video, my stream was like disabled. Like I said, I had never seen such a thing before. Um, I was watching it on the site 123 Movies, which I don't know, maybe because the movie hasn't come out yet or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how YouTube has their ways of detecting or whatever. Uh, but yeah. And then but to get it back, the stream is back up. Uh, but there was an option to clip out all the parts that YouTube wanted clipped out. So I did that. So if you watch that stream and it looks like, it was just cut up, chopped up, because it is. It was. So I don't know how much was cut out or what. So yeah. So as far as like sharing, watching content or like movies or reacting to things like that, I need to find out more about the Fair Use Act first before I do, before I do it, because I know you can. Obviously, people do it all the time. Show movie trailers, react to different things and that, and they're not copyrighted or anything like that. So there's a thing called the Fair Use Act, but I just need to find out like what falls in that category of fair use, if it's okay to use or what. Or if it's not, which the Dracula movie obviously wasn't, like music, it has to be under 30 seconds. So, but who wants to watch who wants to watch clips like that? Oh, here's 20 seconds. I got to stop it. Watch another 20 seconds. I guess, I don't know. But the ending of the movie. So, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen the Dracula movie, Dracula: A Love Tale, 2025. Hold on. So, I really like this Dracula movie. I think it's the best Dracula movie made since Bram Stoker's Dracula. A Dracula movie, not a vampire movie. However, it's also one of the best vampire movies made since Bram Stoker's. And there's a lot of similarities between the two as well. Uh, but, so, wait, what did I want to bring up? Yeah, okay. Uh, excuse me. So, more or less, in being in the movie, what I like about this too, it shows a lot of Dracula before he was a vampire, which he was human in the 1400s. Vlad the Impaler was one of his names, but it shows all that, and his wife Elizabetta, he asked the priest or pope or whatever the fuck he was to spare his wife's life. which of course did not happen. And then he went back in a rage and was telling him to tell God to bring her back, to which obviously didn't happen, to which he then kills this priest or whatever he was, and then renounces God, and then from there becomes a vampire, the first vampire. And, then it skips forward 400 years into the 1800s, and basically during this whole time, well, actually before that, if you know about any other Dracula movies throughout the years, the Renfield character, who they don't call Renfield in the movie, but it's the Renfield character. When he has him prisoner, he's gonna kill him, and have a meal out of him. But he asks him if he has a last wish, and the guy his last wish is to hear Dracula's story. So Dracula starts to tell his story, and then it does all these flashbacks, and it's really cool the way they did it. But he tells his story of the last 400 years and how he became a vampire and everything. But basically, he was waiting for his Elisabetta to be reincarnated. And yada yada yada. He finally finds her. He finds her. He ends up with her. She slowly but surely ends up remembering her past life, and then fully remembers. And then he ends up biting her and turning her. The hell was that noise my fucking tower just made? And they're finally together. Then the Van Helsing character that's been after him the whole time goes there with all these soldiers, which I'm still not certain how all these soldiers got involved, but ends up killing them all, and then gets to Van Helsing, the Van Helsing character, which is Christopher Waltz. That's his name. The guy from Django, the German. Django, you uppity son of a bitch. You really want me to shake your hand? If you insist. Such good stuff. But yeah, him. Anyway, he's telling Dracula that Dracula says that she's his salvation, and then he says that you're her damnation. And basically, he talked him into giving himself up. Dracula gives himself up and lets the Van Helsing character fucking kill him. And when he does so, by killing the first vampire, everybody that he's turned goes back to human and yada yada yada, and then the curse lifts and all that, and he goes off to heaven because right before this, he repents for his sins. And as long as he repents for his sins, then he's able to go to heaven. Because this whole time, when he renounced God, he was denied the luxury, I guess, of dying, and then forced to walk the earth for eternity, with this thirst for human blood, blah, 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 blah. But in my opinion, there's a lot of fucking cool gifts that come along with that. But anyway, as long as he repented, then he would be forgiven, and he would be, led into heaven, blah, blah, blah. But this is, again, he searches for her for 400 fucking years, finally finds her, gets her to remember. She remembers. She's in. He bites her. He turns her. Then he gives himself up. Like, this is all within like a matter of hours. Lets himself be killed. Repents first. Lets himself be killed. But now he's dead. And now she has to live the rest of her life with this fucking pain. And then what? And then, okay, when she finally dies of old age or whatever, then goes to heaven and gets reunited with him. What about what if she remarries this and that? Has a whole new life, kids, all this and that. And then, like, what the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. And I saw it as at least give her the option, the full scope of what she's going to have to deal with, walking the earth for eternity, having to kill to sustain yourself and this and that, but like explain the whole other side of it. You have, dominion over creatures and this and that and like your senses and, and these vampires in this movie, they can be in the sunlight. They just can't be in direct rays, which doesn't really make any sense because they showed them in full sunlight and nothing was it's kind of confusing. And it doesn't seem like they don't need to feed every day. They can go a while without feeding. And when that happens, or the less they feed, or they can live on the blood of animals and stuff, but then if they don't have fresh human blood all the time, then they start to age and stuff like that. That's why he looked the way he looked. He looked very reminiscent of Bram Stoker's Dracula with the very, very white skin and like, the white hair, which come to find out later on when he finds Elizabeth, there's this really cool scene because he says he needs to be clean, he needs to be beautiful, blah, blah, blah. So you need a lot of fresh human blood to be rejuvenated, right? To his young self. There's a scene where he goes to this nun convent. There's about 20 or so nuns there. And he goes in there acting like he's an old man that's cold and hungry, blah, blah. They let him in. They invite him in because you have to invite a vampire in. And he goes in, but then he takes off all his stuff. And the white hair that he had was a fucking wig. It's like, holy shit. Did I talk about all this in one of my last live streams? I think I did. But he takes off all this stuff, and he's bald, and his ears are pointed, and I did talk about all this, because he looked very reminiscent of the vampires from the show The Strain and stuff, but it was still really cool. He fed on all of them, and then he became his young self. Used his perfume that he went all over the world for to find the right perfume that would have this hypnotizing effect on people. I think he has mind powers in itself, but the two combined, or maybe he didn't in this movie. I'm pretty sure he did, but this perfume like hypnotized people, and that's what he used on the nuns and all this and that, and the whole thing was just excellent. But anyway, I started to say all that to say what I've already said, which is, well, actually, I didn't. It just pissed me off. The ending pissed me off. It's like you search for her for 400 fucking years, finally find her, reincarnated, get her to remember. Then she wants to be with you. She's in. She's in. You bite her. You turn her. You go back to your castle. You have an eternity. Okay? And again, he should have, but then lets himself be killed and blah, blah, blah. He should have given her a choice. Again, like I said, he should have explained I think he already did before he bit her, made sure she wanted it, and she did. But explain the full scope of everything. The thing with heaven and your soul and, repenting it, blah, blah, blah. And giving her the choice. But to do all this and then And he'd even say goodbye to her. He puts her on the other side of a door and locks the door. He, like, never even said goodbye, anything. It was so fucked up the way it ended. I'm like, and I know, obviously, it's the writing, okay? And I don't know why they decided to do this, but if this were real, there's no fucking way in hell. There's no way in hell he would have did that. The way he was in the movie, there's no fucking way his character would have done that. Or if this was real, there's no way he would have done that. It's so fucking stupid the way it ended. I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Now she finds her love from 400 years ago, remembers all this stuff, agrees to do this, gets bitten, gets turned, and then within hours he lets himself be killed, and then you watch him die, and now you gotta live the rest of your life with this pain. And then he's just up in heaven, like, oh, well, what? It's so stupid. I wish they hadn't have done that. I wish that he would have just killed everyone, killed Van Helsing, and then they lived happily ever after vampires. Why couldn't it end like that? I don't get it. But yeah, again, this movie doesn't even come out until February, though. Actually, no, that's not. Actually, I don't know. I saw a few different things that it was only released in France, like online, and then there's supposed to be a limited theatrical release in Canada and the US in February. But I don't know. But obviously it's online, and then it says 2025 on it. So I don't know. But yeah. But anyway, aside from that, the Frankenstein movie is the next thing I want to watch. There's so many things I need to watch and get caught up on. It's crazy. The Frankenstein movie, the Alien show, Alien Earth, Predator Badlands, fucking Dexter Resurrection, fucking Daryl, the last season of Daryl and Carol. Damn, I need to get caught up on all this stuff. But anyway, how many times am I gonna say? But anyway, I think that's about it. I covered everything that I was gonna go over. Again, the whole reason of the stream to begin with was to announce the milestone that I've hit here on the YouTubes of 1,000 mother trucking subscribers. All right, and here's to 1,000 mother trucking more. Yeah, it's so cool. I can't wait till I'm able to have channel memberships and super chats. That first super chat is gonna be so cool. TTS. But yeah, man, and to think that you have all these fucking retarded LCU hosts who are thrown into this channel's already monetized. They don't have to do a goddamn thing. And then they don't have to do shit while they're there. They're just a fucking ass in a seat. They don't run OBS. They don't come up with show ideas, show notes. Have a little meeting 10 or 15 minutes before the show starts. Make sure the streams are running smoothly. Talk about what they're going to do that day. They don't know how to bring people in from Discord. If they're going to have a guest, introduce that guest. Give a little backstory. Let them do a little introduction. Whatever. Fucking show goals. Like read donos. Interact with chat. Some of them don't even know how. This one blows me away. Some of them don't even know how to open multiple windows on one monitor. If you're using one monitor, they don't know how to open multiple windows on a monitor so that way they can have the stream pulled up and then have chat pulled up. They're looking at their phone to read chat here and there. Otherwise, they're just in a Discord call and they only see each other. I can't even, like, can you, and you have like 1,000, 1.5 thousand people watching, etc., etc. What? It's like mind-boggling to think that this is going on. And these are the type of people that are hosts in the LCU. It's fucking crazy. People that don't know anything about the LCU, that don't know the lore of the LCU, who the founders of the LCU are, who Keem is, who Boogie is, who Michael is, who Angry, I'm not saying, you know what I mean? Like the lore of people, like Michael, where he's from, Angry Grandpa, like this shit is like mind-boggling. They go on these shows, they don't even know what the fucking show's about. Or who I'm starting to loop, but you know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. These people that have no experience online whatsoever, have never filmed any content, have never edited any content, long form, shorts, live streams, whatever. Don't know how to talk in front of a camera. Don't know how to talk to people, period. Don't know how to be entertaining in any way whatsoever. Don't know how to be funny. Again, come up with show ideas, show notes for other future shows, goals, this and that. Run OBS. Like, it's fucking crazy. It's really crazy. It really, truly is. Yeah. And then these motherfuckers have the gall, the fucking balls to have these opportunities presented to them for doing absolutely fuck all nothing, and then complain about it at that. Complain about their little 2 hours of fucking night. It's interfering with my personal life. I don't have a personal... Are you fucking kidding me? These motherfuckers are late. How are you late to an online job where all you gotta do is get it to sit down at your fucking computer? It's fucking mind-boggling, dude. It's crazy. It's so crazy, it's making me fucking lag out. Bro, it's fucked up. It's truly... It's crazy. It really is. So, one light bar. Let me see. Okay, there it goes. But yeah, man, I don't know. Shit's crazy. I said that already. But, Yep. But anyway, guys, I think that's about it for this one. Yeah. I think that's about it for this one. Unless anybody has any last minute whatever. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Whoa, excuse me. But yeah, crazy stuff. Really, truly is. A lot of these hosts and co-hosts and LCU have no idea what they're in, or again, the opportunity or anything like that, and it just boggles my mind. Crazy stuff. But anyway, guys, that's it for this one. So again, the whole purpose of this stream was to talk about the milestone that myself and my little co-host Thor hit. Just in the last few days, I finally, after a year and a half, uh, hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Um, Now I know I would have been way surpassed that had I stayed as consistent as I was at one point. At one point, I was uploading content daily, every day. Um, my goal was to have at least one long form and one short a day, and that was before I was streaming and stuff. But things happen, life happens. I don't talk about personal stuff too much on the channel, but I went through a pretty heavy depression this past year, and I'm still not 100%. But I basically pulled myself out of it, which was extremely difficult to do, with no outside help, no therapy, no therapist, no psychologist, no medication, none of that fucking bullshit. I just pulled myself out of it and got my ass moving. It's much easier said than done, really. But I pulled my fucking self out of it, and I got moving, and I'm glad I did. And things have been much better the last few months. But even when we are at our worst, or you know, just in a bad place in general, what I like to say is we just need to think about. We need to be thankful for where we're at now. We need to be thankful for who and what we have in our lives, where we're at in our lives compared to where we were once upon a time. Um, you know, uh, every day isn't guaranteed. Um, every day is not guaranteed. Uh, ADD much? Yeah. But it really isn't. It really truly isn't. But yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, like I said, I'm getting sidetracked a little bit. If you can't tell, like I said, ADD much. But really, you just gotta think when you start to get down and get in a bad place. You just need to think about where you're at right now, and be thankful for who's in your life, and where you're at compared to where you were once upon a time. Which I don't know about you, but I've been in some pretty shitty places in life. I've been all across the board. I think I was talking about it in my last stream as well. I've been on the bottom, I've been at the top, been at the middle, and all around. But like I said, I don't get too personal because I the reason. One of the reasons why I make content, obviously just for entertainment. I do it as a hobby, it's just a hobby of mine. I like filming content. For my other hobbies, masks, comics, collectibles, this and that, gaming, just live streaming for the hell of it, talking about whatever, LCU, this and that. But I also do it to provide an escape, and that's the same reason that I consume media online, is for an escape as well. Because no matter what's going on in life, everybody has their different types of escapes. Some escapes are much more harmful than others, like drugs, alcohol, uh, online stuff, gaming, just whatever, movies, this and that. girls, sex, fucking gambling, all sorts of shit. Uh, like I said, some are more healthy than others. Um, but this is more on the healthy side. I try to provide an escape because that's what I like to get out of it as well. And so we don't have to think about uh, you know, life stuff. Um, however, uh, you know, I could get into it here and there if I wanted to, but for the most part, I don't. And when I on my last stream too, as well, I mentioned how I don't like to get out of character, quote unquote. It's not that I'm playing a character, but I'm sort of in. I don't know how you want to say it. Like I'm in content creating mode, content creating character, if that makes sense. Just trying to be entertaining and to provide a little bit of an escape. Well, yeah, to provide a little bit of an escape and also to be entertaining at the same time too. Hopefully, you know. But yeah, I've thought about doing real life content, but I don't know. There's a place, there's a time and a place for everything, and I don't know. I think I just right now I just need to keep it on what I have it set out as, which is masks, comics, collectibles, gaming, live streaming, this and that. And yeah, we could sprinkle in a little bit of real life stuff here and there. Like I said. But anyway, I don't even know how I got off on that tangent exactly. Thor. But anyway, whatever with all that. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing, hitting the post notifications, setting them into all, sharing my content to wherever, liking the video, commenting, all that stuff. It really does help. And again, if you like my content, go ahead and like and subscribe if you like this stream while you're watching it live or the replay. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. When you do subscribe, or if you are ready and you haven't done it, hit the notification bell. The little bell, tap it, and then set it to all. When you hit the bell, there's an option. All, this, that, whatever. Hit all. So that way, when you do that, you'll get notified, or at least you're supposed to, you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. Long form, short, when I go live, etc., etc. You'll know because you have post notifications on and you have them set to all. Share the video if you feel so inclined. Share it to wherever in the cosmos. As long as it's shared, it's good by me. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of said content. If if you have an idea for a future episode or a show, or if you want to come on as a guest, etc., 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 let me know. Monetarily, if you wanted to help me and my channel out monetarily. How many times am I going to say monetarily? Monetarily. You can do so by super chatting via Cash App. Okay? Because I'm not monetized yet. I'm close, but I'm not monetized yet. Alright? So if you want to send a super chat, the form of that can be by you could do that via Cash App at ETX666, and when you do so, there's an option to leave a message. So in that message, you can leave your comment, ask your question, whatever, and that turns into your super chat, to which obviously if I see it while I'm live, of course I'm gonna read it aloud live, shout you out, thank you for it, all that good stuff, answer your question, yada yada. If I see that on the replay, or yeah, if I see that on the replay, then I will respond to it when I go live the next time, which is typically every night for the most part. Um, so yeah, either way you look at it, though, either way you slice it, I'll respond to you. Okay. Um, and yeah, so that's monetarily. Uh, until I get monetized, but non-monetarily, which is everything I just said. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, set it to all, share, comment, etc., etc. And you guys have been doing that, and I appreciate it. Believe me, I see it. I'm always checking my analytics. The analytics I find very interesting, and it tells me a lot. It really does. So thanks for that. Thank you for being here. Some of you have been here the whole time and have supported my switch up of different genres and mixing up different genres, and you're still here, and that's pretty cool. So, anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for this. So, if you want to continue to see more content like this, then stay tuned. And I thought I ended it. We'll see. What's going on here? Oh man, I'm messing up my outro here. There we go. But yeah, if you want to continue to see more discombobulated fucking content like this, and stay tuned, and we will see you. Hold on. Might as well polish this off here. So how you guys doing tonight, huh? Like this shirt, by the way. I just got this recently. And it happens to be one of my favorite Spider-Man covers, period. This is the cover of Todd McFarlane's run of Spider-Man, Spider-Man number 1. And it's also the same cover as Spider-Man number 13, except in 13, he's in the black costume. And the first issue of Todd McFarlane's run of Spider-Man, there was multiple variants. You had the red and blue, and then you had a gold version, a silver version, and then they came in poly bags, this and that. What was it? Yeah, I think it was just, the red and blue, gold. Wait, red and blue, gold, silver. I have them all in the other room. I think that was it, right? Red and blue, gold, silver. And I think that's it. And then issue 13, he was in his black suit, which also had variants. But yeah, it's either way though. It's one of my favorite Spider-Man covers, and this cover has been homaged to death. There's a Marvel Zombies cover of this, and all sorts of things. And it's actually a Spawn. It's a Spawn cover as well. It's actually modeled, I guess you could say, after Spawn number 8. Except Spawn's in his, chain. What came out first? It had to have been. Wait, no. This had to. No, wait a minute. Now I'm getting confused. Yeah, because Todd McFarlane left Marvel and went off to create Spawn. Right? I think so. So this was technically first. And then he had a bunch of Spawn covers that were like Spidey covers, obviously. But Spawn number 8 was this, except in Spawn, and instead of in webs, he was in chains and stuff. I have all these books. But anyway, guys, yeah. So if you want to see more content like this, then stay tuned. And my co-host, which is in the other room, I think he's probably laid down all cozy-wozy right now. We'll see you later.